Welcome to Vice City. Ayúdame Dios. Stuck with no options, I pray hard. Negative vibes that I'm stay far. Hip-hop was there, so I gave hard. Studied the game and I played smart. I used to move in the bus of the train. Now I pull up in a race car with a bad bitch and an AR. Montana's if you wanna face scars. I was undercover by my lonely with a couple homies, just to none of them. Lot of people switched up on me, but I kept my focus on 100 of them. Ton of vision, I was on a mission. I've been in the kitchen while the whipping good. Barely living, I was early grinding just to get some money. Now I'm feeling good. Contrabanding, we was stealing good.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Domino Table Podcast.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
Que pinga de singa.
What's good? I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's watching on YouTube as well as listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen.
Yeah, we've had a spike on Apple Podcasts. We see where people listen and stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I've been checking the analytics.
Data is power.
But I want to give a quick shout out to anyone listening on there, watching, and anybody who's sharing it with their friends already. Just because
word of mouth is the biggest one.
Yeah.
To get us out there.
Thank you to the people who have DM'd us.
Yes,
We
that too.
appreciate the
I've
DMs,
received
bro.
a couple
Facts.
DMs actually. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, bro? When you get DM'd like about something you're doing, like
Yeah.
it really like
It
makes
doesn't
you
feel like I'm like
it's
doing
like-
anything.
Yeah, like we're
was
just
like-
talking shit, bro.
Thank you. I just kind of want to check in with you guys because this episode's gonna be a little bit more of a serious one. You know,
Facts.
we have our fun, but we also want to,
Always talk about you
You
know
know,
mental
The
health.
real shit.
yeah, for
Facts. So
sure.
yeah,
we feel it's important.
I wanted to bring this up, bro. Like, cause I'm gonna give a quick shout out to the I'm Athlete podcast, and I saw that they checked in on each other, like mentally. Well, like really more business, mental, and like personal.
Which episode was it?
It was this last one they
This
recorded.
last one.
I'm saying who
Oh,
was it?
they dropped, not recorded.
Yeah, the last one they dropped. It's just really them checking in on each other, like on the podcast, and then Chad talked about how he had to bury his mom like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Oh, that one. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy. I just want to make sure I knew which one.
But so I was like, damn, that's kind of a good idea, something we could talk about. And we always like preach, mental health and like how we deal with stuff, on the personal side, and then especially like, me, like I've been, you guys are my boys and shit, so you guys know what's up. And it's been like a big thing in my life, like the last couple weeks, shit that I've been dealing with mentally, and I just want to, check up on you guys and see how you guys are doing, and see if you guys want to, talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, I feel it's important, especially as men, as boys. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Like men don't
kinda
really talk about this,
stigmatized.
bro. Like you feel me? Like I mean, at least in like when we're all like together and stuff like that, it's usually just bullshitting, talk
Yeah.
about dumb stuff or watching
Nah,
YouTube or getting
this is a fire
or
topic.
getting blown or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm also one of the people that are guilty of it because I feel like I should be like thinking about it like now. Obviously, I feel like I'm like damn, like yeah. When was the last time I called somebody just to say like, oh, how are you?
How you doing? Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get more in that routine, because like being in a relationship, sometimes it's easy to just see that other person and then kind of like not forget, but it's not like how it was when you were single. You know what I mean? Like we would talk constantly. We go to the gym constantly. So like I feel like when you're in a relationship, you kind of like get away from it. So to speak.
You're with your
You know what I
person.
mean? Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm trying to get more in the routine now. I'm trying to grow as a person and really just kind of tap into that more often, because I don't know why it's weird when guys try to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like dudes don't. I don't know. Like maybe it's just
It comes
Miami or
off
something.
like as you're soft or something.
Yeah, like as you're weak or like vulnerable, when like really you're just trying to get better.
I was gonna bring that up.
And like I'm a huge preacher. Like if I had the bread or like if I had better insurance, I'd probably go see a therapist to talk about stuff on the daily.
And get-
not
get
on the daily,
get
on the
legit.
weekly. Yeah, and get real about it. But I guess like you see your friends not as your therapist, but as like your
support system.
it's, exactly. That's the best way to put it. Like your support system and like to talk to. So like I want to bring it to the table, And
One thing I was gonna bring up, because he just mentioned about therapists and stuff. Honestly, bro, I feel like your friends could be your best therapist. As a
It's
group.
like-
Well, yeah, they know you. They know
you
you
the
most.
best.
Yeah, they know you the most. Because
But I mean,
the medical field, how it works now, bro, they really don't care about you like that.
yeah, it's like they just want to prescribe you medicine.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
That's a good topic. That's something I always, I don't know, because we have a pretty
Solid.
solid group of friends.
Amen.
Like we have like a good, you know,
Yeah,
everybody's and not only is everybody solid, but we have a good number. Like,
it's not too many of us, bro.
It's
like,
very rare to find another group of boys, men
that have known each other
exactly,
for, like,
and that
time.
actually care about each other and stuff like that, like we do.
Facts.
So you know, because there's obviously more people that are not here right now that we've been
part of
friends
the
with
group,
for such a long time, and we really do care about each other. So, you know, for us specifically, and if you have friends and you're in a group, and you guys generally care about each other. Don't be shy to speak out and take advantage of that. You know, your friends are there for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. At least I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
We're all connected for a reason, and I know it. I'm solid on that. So, you know, whenever we have gone through anything, at least me, I like to reach out and be like, yo, what's up? Talk to me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's not really seen in like groups, like age groups around our age. You know what I mean? Like, people not really, like, they don't really talk about it. It's not really the important thing on their mind right now. Like, people mostly care about, like, going out.
Yeah.
Or social media.
It's not common, bro. It's not common.
Exactly. Like, and then social media, like, people like to say, like, oh, it kind of ruins, like, the way people think nowadays. But at the same time, if you look into it positively, it could be, like, a lot. Because, like, lately, I've been following, like, a lot of motivational pages and, like, I guess quotes. And then that kind of hits differently when you're going through something. And then... So yeah,
but you're also following real content though.
Yeah,
exactly.
It depends what you feed yourself.
Like
what content
feeding
you're
yourself
consuming.
like you have to feed yourself the right things.
It's like food. It's like if you eat like shit, you're gonna feel like shit.
Exactly.
If you are on social media and your feed is surrounded by like meaningless stuff, like you're gonna feel like, oh, like this is just meaningless.
Whatever.
Exactly. If all you're doing is keeping up with the people that are just involved in shenanigans, that's all you're gonna know. It's not healthy.
And they're millionaires themselves. Like they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't really care. Like,
So if you're following the quotes and stuff like that, I like those.
I like them, bro. Like
I like those.
Like especially when they hit and they tell you something.
You
like,
come across them at the right time, right?
Oh, shit,
timing is
It'll
everything.
be that one day and you
yeah.
read something and you're like, oh,
yes,
that's the message.
I was
like
gonna, the quotes, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, good looking on those, bro. Yeah. Those are some meaningful
You
quotes.
signed up for the.
You gotta hit me with your quote later.
Yeah. Hey, those are the quotes I care about.
But yeah, bro, like I just want to go around the table and see how you guys are, like a 1 out of 10 through like right now, like mental health, I guess, like how you guys are feeling and shit like that.
Okay.
So
what do you want to
start?
I don't
know.
You want to start?
Pass the blunt.
I guess I'll
If
start.
only, bro.
So, mentally, I'm doing pretty good right now, man. I'm finishing up my second quarter of school, and I mean, I was exhausted, like mentally and like physically. Like I was like low on sleep. You guys know, like
Facts.
like the last couple of days how it's been, like managing time and stuff like that.
Yeah, editing, all that.
Yeah, but
You're still schooling, right?
yeah.
So you're in school.
We rely
work.
We rely so much on you with that, bro. Sometimes I feel bad. Like I want to learn so badly.
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
Kind of take that pressure off.
It's also my baby, so it doesn't feel like I'm like putting in.
It doesn't feel like work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that. That's the beauty of being captain, because you're captain of this ship, right? So you gotta take pride.
You got most of the responsibility.
You gotta take pride in that.
Yeah.
And
And bro, like that moves me too sometimes. Like when like you hit me up, you're like, yo, you got the topics, and I'm like, yo, I should have better ones right now. Like I should be like scouring the internet looking for stuff that we can talk about. So like, I kind of commend you that you're dealing with, especially your school, bro. Like the amount of work you have to do, like the work that you told me you had to do in one night. I'm like, nah, bro. Like that's crazy to me. But I mean, it's working towards a goal. So
I want to sidebar real quick. Like I just want to say like thank you, because we've always talked about like doing something like an extracurricular, either whether it was YouTube or vlogging or
gym videos or
a podcast.
Yeah.
We've talked about it all. We've wanted to like do a business and stuff like that, and we kind of just get busy and sometimes we sidetrack. But the fact that you came out and you're like, yo, I'm doing it, and you did it, and you started.
And you're so like savvy about it. Like 100%. You know so much. Like you kind of like are like what kickstarted it.
Yeah,
so to speak. That's why I got so hyped about it.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn, like you like.
That's the point I'm getting to.
Yeah.
And you put the group together, and that moves me. So that made me want to commit. So that's why we're here every weekend recording. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Because there's always gonna be days where you wake up or you're busy and you're like.
And I don't know about you guys, but like during the week, do you guys ever just like you see something like, damn, that's something I could talk about on the podcast, or like I'm genuinely like trying to like come up with new things to like that we can do like and set ourselves apart from other podcasts, I guess.
Right.
You feel me? But
so thank you.
I just want to. Like,
100%.
No, I mean, I want to thank you guys, because I mean, finding a good like a good team is everything, and I feel like you can't recreate like chemistry, you know? Like you can't fake that.
Facts.
Oh shit.
And then we're all boys. You know,
Right.
we've all gone out. Like we go out on like
On
on
the
the
regular
on the
weekend.
regular, you feel me?
Ourselves,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So it's not like
You can't recreate that chemistry. Like,
Yeah. It's like- it's not
chemistry,
like those-
especially in a podcast, chemistry is everything. Like
those companies that try to make a boy band. They just
Right.
get like 3
Like
random
whoever.
dudes. Yeah, exactly. And it rarely ever works out.
Right.
So yeah, like I feel like we're real in that sense, and we're just starting. So, but yeah, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, shout out to you for being captain,
Facts,
though.
yeah.
And
Yeah, shout out to me.
and making it happen. Yo, because
Give a little pat.
that really is the biggest move when you go to do some shit.
You're our Pat McAfee.
Like
bro.
just that first huge step. You know, you
Facts.
spearheaded the whole thing. That's it.
Yeah.
That moves me. That moves him. That moves him.
well,
Him
you know
keeps
what I'm
me
saying?
motivated.
it's also like kind of what Brandon was saying about social media. Like I also feed myself those thoughts.
Yeah.
Like what I send you guys like in our group chat, like the video the other day about like, and it's crazy because like it literally just popped up on my feed. Like I didn't go looking for it, but it popped up on my feed with this guy that I follow, and he was like, and he has a podcast. It's a pretty successful podcast, and he was like, so you want to start a podcast, right? He's like, what's one piece of advice I would give you? He goes, be ready to put out 100 episodes and no one listen to it.
yeah.
He goes, and you might put out 100 episodes and no one listens to it. Like, that's
Right.
just the reality of it. He goes, so, like, that's going to weed out who doesn't really want to do it and who does want to do it.
Yeah.
So that's my whole kind of thing is, like, consistency. Like
Every week, staying on point with it.
right. Like, that's why I'm like, yo, like, whatever it takes, like, we're going to drop every Wednesday. Like, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
I see it
And
like
I'm sorry for this week. Like, this week was super hectic. And
Yeah,
we ended
true.
up releasing the audio around
First.
10 and then video later on during the day.
Yeah, but-
or the next day, sorry. But that's something that I'm still trying to get better at. And that's one thing that, like, honestly, that does help my mental health. Like, bringing it back to that. Like,
yeah.
like doing things that I like actually help my mental a lot. And it's kind of like my own, like, stress relief.
Yeah, like it keeps you productive.
But it
Right.
can get hectic, right? School, work,
Yeah, so
your
I
extracurricular
Especially
stuff.
work.
work full time, go to school from. There's days like Brandon knows, like I'll leave. We go into work at 8:30. I'll leave at 3. I have classes from 4 to 10 p.m.
A long ass day.
And then he
Yes.
and then he gotta edit
Yeah,
till like 1 o'clock in the morning and then
4 to
wake up the
10
next day.
class. Damn, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, bro.
4 to 10 p.m.
You feel me?
And then-
like the work he's told me he's doing, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not like
Real deal, real deal.
It's not like
It's not on Quizlet, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you feel me? Like yeah.
like it's stuff that I gotta do, like for
Hey,
real.
on
So
the
now that
real.
we mentioned, all your
Yeah.
aspects, the mental health.
Like how
Right.
like you handling it like good and
I mean, but yeah, I'm good. I have a good support system behind me. Like I
how
talk
do
to
you deal
guys,
when
I
you
talk
got
to-
stress, bro? Like when you're dealing with the stress from
It
work
depends,
or
bro.
school or something like that.
So for me, a big stress relief is talking to like my inner circle, like about like yo whatever's going on.
yeah,
Another one is like, and I'm getting back to it, but it used to be a routine where I would do this every week, and it would just be like I would go play basketball every Saturday, and because of quarantine, I stopped doing that, but I'm
Right.
starting to get back to it now.
yeah.
And like that is just like it's a place where I can just like zone out for like a couple like 2-3 hours.
Facts.
So that's something I already look forward to, and like it just after that like there's nothing in my head. Like I'm just relaxed. I'm tired as hell. Like
You just like
it's kind of like working out. Like working out. Like
you don't have the
it's-
energy to be
stress
like
anything
yeah
else.
exactly. That's
But
why
yeah.
like I always say like when people are like depressed, I tell them like find something that's gonna tire you out because like the one example I use is find me a marathon runner that is like suffers from depression. You're not really gonna see that. Like if you
That's-
ask them,
that's
they
a
don't-
fire-ass
bro.
point.
Like they don't like they're running so much and like or just exhausting their body so much that you don't have the energy to be
Yeah.
like
Thinking
I
on
guess
your
sad
thoughts.
or like depressed.
Overthinking
Yeah, exactly.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
overthinking.
but I would also challenge that with you can't really run away from your
From your
problems,
issues, yeah.
right? Like you like literally run away from it. Like you can't run away from your problems.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. No pun intended.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Catch me.
We're gonna sell that quote for $250 on NBA NFT. If you
But yeah, like I would challenge that with don't run away from your problems just because
You gotta like you obviously
you
have
have
to
to
face
deal
them.
with it at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it like I feel like where people like especially people our age like they don't know what like or like maybe someone with like my background like I don't really have an adult figure of who I can go to and talk to this about. Like my mom, like she's not like
you don't want to worry her. You don't want to burden her.
no,
Or,
not
like,
that. Like, well, yeah, that too, because like I've always kept my personal life like very personal. I've never really spoken about it to
Yeah.
anybody. And she's just like, like to be real about my mom, like she doesn't really know how to. She doesn't herself know how to handle those issues. Like I feel like my mom suffers from like mental health, and just because like where we come from, that's not in a Hispanic household.
That's put
like,
in the back burner.
Yeah, like you're not. You don't.
Like, there's bills to pay.
Go see
There's
a
other stuff to
doctor.
do.
Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You're looked at as weak. Like just deal with it. You know.
Or
what I
like
mean?
you know how much a doctor costs. Like it comes from a place of like why am I spending this money to go see a doctor
like
when I can just put up with it?
It's
like,
just exactly. So like I've always said like if I had the money, I would take my mom with me because she clearly has a lot of issues that she's dealing with, and I feel like a lot of people are the same way in their households, and so like I feel like someone with like my background maybe they don't have any like you really don't have anybody to look to talk about that type of stuff. So you kind of depend on yourself. And then when you meet somebody, like you depend on them too. So it's like
it's tough.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that
up. It's like
up.
super tough. You know what I mean? Like you can't really go to anybody to get an example of like what should I do in this situation or so. Not that you're running away from your problems, but you just learning how to deal with it like
in your own way.
In your own way because you can't really be thinking about it like 24/7. Because like I had a little like just like a week ago, I couldn't get it out of my mind. And it was just, I was telling him, I was like, bro, it's ruining my day. You feel me? Like I'm just walking around mad for no reason. Like I'm like,
that'll do it to you.
I'm like bitching at people like that did nothing to me. You know what I mean? It's just like one little thing that would trigger me, and then I take it out on them.
And,
which
and
is
you know
like,
it, but like it feels like you're helpless. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like you just like you're walking around the world, like you're walking through life like just mad. You know what I mean? And it's just something like maybe it's just conflicting you inside, and then that's why I feel like a lot of people they just do shit like they go on a rage. And they do something that they didn't really mean.
Exactly.
And they pay for it.
You see it all the time in traffic.
Yeah.
Somebody takes out the gun and shoots you
just
right there.
just like that.
Yeah.
Or Chris sent me a video the other day. That something happened in Pennsylvania of two neighbors that just had this feud. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I've seen it. Yes,
Plowing,
I've seen that
and
video.
they plow in the snow.
The guy
right?
misses like 7 shots at the beginning.
Over something so dumb.
Of them putting snow on his property. Like they were just snow, like
it's sad, bro.
Bro, neighbors, bro.
crazy.
Neighbors.
It's sad. It's hard to watch.
That's what. That's why I hate the sidebar. Your convo because your convo is fire right now. This is what we got to talk about. But that's why it's important for you to know too. Like you never know who you're talking to, and you never know what they went through
And what state they're in.
Because sometimes you just got to be the bigger person and.
Yeah,
it's happened to me plenty of times. You know where I live, bro. In Navarro and shit like that, people always pick little, and they're older. You just literally gotta walk them.
With old people, you
gotta
can't really
avoid the
just
shit because you don't know what's happening to them. Like 100% before they saw you.
And especially like you ever like run into somebody that's mad at you or not mad at you, they're just going at you, but then they start saying stuff that you're like, what? And you could tell that it's not really with you, but it's about something
It's like
else.
some baggage they're carrying,
and they're just like for example, like I've seen this example on Twitter, like. Your mom comes home and she's like goes crazy that you left a spoon.
Yeah, it's something from work, bro.
But it's something from work or something that just happened. You feel me?
Nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you, but they take it out.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I don't take personally that. Like, that's
exactly.
Plus, I would say though, single moms, bro. We
it's
gotta give them
different.
credit.
Yeah,
It's different.
Yeah.
That's why I like.
I was just about to do that.
Yeah, man.
like-
Single moms, bro. Like,
Good job.
I don't know, man. They go through a lot of trauma before,
Facts.
and then to raise you as a grown man. Imagine you as a grown man,
right?
And you're waiting on your dad to teach you how to shave because we don't know how to shave.
Yeah.
I learned how to shave through movies and YouTube.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Or
Stuff like basic or sex or
you know what I mean? Like,
or how to treat a woman.
Yeah.
How to be a man, bro.
How to be a man in
just
general.
advice,
So
you know what I mean? Yeah.
You're getting this knowledge from videos and from my mom's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
But at the same time,
like
it's tough. They have a hard job, bro.
What I wanted to do was pick off your topic of what you were saying, how we grew up with like your mom and you can only do like
especially us too. Like you know, our moms
So
kind of grew up the same way, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
So I wanted to pick off that because what Brandon was, to add on Brandon's point was with our moms because we got raised by single mothers only. It gets hard because you can only talk about so much.
Right.
I could only talk to my mom about so many things.
Yeah.
Like it got to a point where something would happen, and I knew I couldn't bring it up.
Yeah.
Like I had to literally bang my head on the wall by myself and figure it out. I couldn't, because there's things that my mom has taught me that has avoided me to bang my head on the wall. It's obviously figure of speech.
Yeah.
But there was some topics that I just had to bang my head on the wall and figure it out on my own because we didn't have a dad or we didn't have a person to go to about it,
Right.
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it gets tough.
So
I can see that.
I'm the same way, but it's just like he has a way better relationship because I've been at his house before a bunch of times. Like me and him been friends since freshman year of high school.
Sangre.
Like
Blood for real.
we go back to middle school, but we didn't really become friends till freshman year of high school. But they have a great relationship. They're like brother and sister. It's different with my household because my mom, we constantly butt heads just on just random stuff, you know what I mean? And especially me growing up as a man and then seeing all the mistakes she's made, and then I'm like, that's what I don't want to do. And then her mentality towards certain things that I just don't agree on. And then we like, obviously it's my mother, so like I want to do everything I can to give her the life that she really deserves. Because you know, our mom's been through a lot, bro. Like I'm pretty sure your parents too. But it's just like I always resonate to him because like we just grew up so similarly. Him a little bit tougher just because of where he grew up, but just like the struggle that we saw our moms go through and then where we're at now, you know what I mean? It's all dedicated to her, you know what I mean? But then
Boom.
with it, like emotional issues is different. And then a reason I brought this up is because I wanted to talk to people that are kind of like me and they grew up in like a household where like either it's looked down upon to talk about this type of things or you just can't, you know, you have no one to go to. You just, and then some people deal with like not to pat myself in the back, but I feel like I sometimes deal with it the best way I can, and I transfer that energy into productive things, like you know, like the gym or running, just something that like to keep my mind off of it. And that's why I was telling you, I was like, I feel like people I always preach fitness. It's just because no matter what you do, it's gonna make your body better. So, you know what I mean? Like I guess like mindset wise and then obviously physically.
No, physical and mental, they go together.
Yeah, exactly. They go together. So you keep your body just like off of the negative. So I that's the whole reason why I brought up this whole topic was because I just want to like for us, I guess, to talk about how we deal with it because maybe we can help
To cope.
whoever's listening. You know what I mean? And like what I'm talking about, you guys know what it is, and it's something that you know we all go through. You know what I mean? But it's just like I feel like with our age group, it's something that affects people a lot. And like I don't know if you guys have seen, I've seen like people that they break up with like their significant other they've been with for a fat minute, and then they completely change. Like they're just not the same person.
No, it is life
changing.
changing.
Like,
Yeah,
I've seen a couple people like that. I'm like, damn, like you're not at all what I remember you as. Like you feel me? And maybe it's something else. And then I deal with stuff, you know, on my own that I don't really talk about to nobody else. But it's just like I try to always preach to just talk about it, like vent, you know what I mean, and like just tell anybody like what you're going through and because I feel like if you hold that in, that shit's just gonna be like a volcano one day. It's just gonna
erupt.
You know what I mean?
And whoever catches it, catches it.
Yeah, whoever catches it exactly, and that's when we were talking about like tragedies happen or some shit.
I agree with you.
I
I agree with you. So how are you coping? Gym?
Yeah, like mainly it's just gym, and I feel like I'm dealing with this one a little bit better because, like, obviously, you know, like I've been through past experiences, and then kind of just like you can't really cope on shit that you messed up on, especially like when you feel like you were dead as in the wrong. That's where it hits the most. I feel like when you know you fucked up, right? Like about I'm not even talking about relationships. I'm just talking about anything in general.
Yeah,
like life,
right.
You know what I mean? Like especially like job wise.
Correct.
You know about my situation. So like I think back on that and I'm like, there's a moment in time where I'm like, damn, bro, I'm not where I want to be. Like I see everybody else like thriving. You know what I mean? And it that puts you down mentally because it's like, fuck, like am I fucking up, or like I felt like just a loser, so to speak. So like now I'm just trying to like, the way I'm dealing with it is just keeping my mindset positive, and just trying to keep my mind off of just all the negative. Like think about like everything that you're going through is like happening for a reason, and you're learning a lesson from it. You know what I mean? And just always try to find a positive in whatever negative situation, no matter how bad it is, no matter how wrong you were or anything like that. Just try to find a positive as to like, why did you act like that? Why did you do this? And maybe you got to grow from this. Or maybe you just this is like a trial and tribulation that you got to go through.
There's a lesson in here.
Exactly, that to like make it to where you want to be, or like how you want to be and how you want to be perceived and all that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. just trying to stay positive is like the main thing. You know what I mean? Like just not
all around.
Not like, and I feel like some people, like me personally, I come down on myself super hard about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm my biggest critic.
Right.
That's why we were shooting this ad before the thing. I'm like, I'm not feeling it because I'm like, fuck, like
you're in your head.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in my head and I'm like, damn, bro.
And nobody gives
It's
a
not-
damn, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. No one
Yeah.
can. And that's the thing too.
Boom.
Like I feel like a lot of people,
You feel me?
like with this podcast, right?
Right.
A lot of people don't want to take that step forward because they're scared about like, oh, no one's really gonna
Yeah,
want to listen
yeah.
to
she
it.
opinion.
No
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
gonna care about their
That's,
opinion,
That's something that
Even if
I
they give
dealt
us,
with.
even if they give us bad
reviews or
reviews,
whatever.
that's good reviews. That's still reviews on us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Boom.
But
Like,
like,
I'll take that in. Whatever it is, you know, like
That's-
I accept things for what they are, and that's part of like my
100%.
thought process now.
that's
100%.
another reason why like I talk about like this is me stepping out my comfort zone with this podcast because, you know, like I'm like stop giving a fuck what people think about me. You know what I mean? I felt like that was my issue a long time ago. You know this like
Yeah.
where I care too much about what people thought.
Yeah.
You can't live your life like that.
At
Then
all.
you start, because then you
Right.
start overthinking for no reason. And then at the end of the day, the people you're trying, like I guess to impress, maybe you might not even like those people in the end of the day. Like
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
In
that
the
might not
first
be
place,
like
they have no say.
exactly. So like you're letting those people live rent free in your head for no reason.
Yeah.
So
Well, first of all, I want to tell you said everything correct. In my opinion, I'm not a life expert.
yeah, me
Right.
either. You know what I mean?
So
But
far, what he said,
Yeah.
for coping for his adversity, he said everything
You like,
correct.
yeah, like you
Spot
related,
on.
you related to it.
I think you said everything correct. Just staying positive in general. I think you said everything correct. So
I'm not trying to like come off as like, oh, I know what the fuck I'm talking about or anything. I'm really just talking about for like my experience, and then
Yeah.
for someone that's like maybe my age or younger. You know what I mean? Because like you never know who we're like
Right.
reaching with this.
Yeah,
and
we
they could
reach
listen
to
to
young
this,
people.
and yeah, and especially like you know when you're when you're young and you don't have anybody to talk to, like you feel me, like that's where like you really struggle, and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
And if you really think about it, that's the emotional scars that last with you a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't deal with it the right way,
Boom.
it's gonna.
That's what it is. Because I think you and I turned out pretty great.
But
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was
But a
like,
lot of
like,
people that come from where we come from are like, you don't even have to be from the hood like that.
yeah. Like I didn't grow up in the hood. Like when
Right.
people listen to me talk, they think I do because of just the way I.
The
shit I
lingo, the
listen
lingo,
to,
the lingo,
lingo I
the
have.
lingo.
And in the way I appear, you know what I mean? They think I'm from the hood and stuff like that. But I'm not. That's why I always say
Yeah.
like especially where he grew up.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like if I would have grown up in an area like that, I would have grown up completely different because my mindset when I was a little kid, I wanted to do all that stupid shit. But yeah, like that's why I say he grew up a little bit
Like
more
you
different.
can't claim
know?
that experience. Like you didn't go through it.
But I went through the same exact struggle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I didn't have it easy growing up at all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I still don't have it easy now. Like a lot of like I see a lot of these people like they flex these new cars they get and you know what I mean, or the houses they live in or whatever, and they start doing all this dumb shit that I'm like, you don't even know how easy you have it, bro.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
And then
the perspective.
the one that really gets me is when they judge other people. Like when you really get to know them and they judge other people, that's when I'm like,
That's it.
like you just
Yeah.
you just don't even understand it yet, bro. Like
Yeah.
you don't even know where
You
you're
have
at.
the balls to tell me about the other person in front of me, and I
Yeah,
know the
bro,
other
like,
person.
you feel me?
Yeah.
Like
That tells a lot. You know what I'm saying?
But his point of dealing with it the right way. So I think we turned out pretty okay. But you can come from where we come from being less privileged, or you're from a bad neighborhood, blah blah blah, and you can deal with it the wrong way, and then you become that stereotype that people you become that whatever
Yeah.
criminal, etc., etc., etc. Because you just have this grudge on life. It's tough, bro. It really is tough.
yeah, that's why I like me and him were talking about this the other day at the gym. We're like when people like they hear us talk and they hear like the music we listen to or whatever, the way we're dressed, and then they really get to know us.
I love doing that.
Graduated from FIU with a finance degree with a
Yeah.
minor in marketing. I just graduated from FIU. I love flexing that.
Double
I'm the
major,
first person
double
you feel
major.
me? He's a, you know what I mean? Double
Yeah,
major.
but-
Not,
Hey,
not even a
Tell him.
minor. He got
I
a double
can't.
major. You know what I mean?
Hi, King.
Works for a prominent, alcohol beverage company. I don't want to say it, 'cause,
Biggest
just in
beer
case.
company in the world.
You know?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And-
sir.
Sorry, I had.
It's
You
gotten
know-
us places.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm not there job wise, but degree wise, I have my bachelor's degree. You know what I mean? I've never been in trouble with
And
neither one of us.
that already sets you apart from people who grew up in your situation.
Exactly. Like they don't
Exactly.
even
Like that already that
To
sets
them-
that separates you already.
to them the benchmark is high school and then that's it.
It's a mentality.
Yeah, it's the mentality. So like I love seeing the reaction that the people give us. Like, oh, I completely misjudged you. You know what I mean? Like I love that. That's why I play into it. I'm like, you don't know who I am. You should never judge a book by its cover. We have a friend too, Willie. Shout out to Willie. He's a boy. So
yeah, Willie G. Gibson.
Willie G at Polo Fundraiser.
He's dope.
Bro, that guy grew up
in the hood. In the
hood for real. Like in the thick of it, you know. And then if you look, he'd be a perfect guest.
Oh yeah,
we should have him on.
He works for an accounting firm and everything.
Bro,
invite him.
He's legit
thriving.
He'll put you on
bro.
financial literacy.
Yeah,
put you on for real.
I was like, I was thinking about having him on to talk about like, what do you think people our age should be doing with their money? You know what I mean? Because none of us know. I'm
super down.
He knows his money shit too because he's a finance major.
No, but he's in that. That's what he does.
Exactly. So like that's why I would love that.
I need to learn something, a thing or two from him too.
To kind of go back to like, you know, full circle mental health. It's just like no matter like what you're going through, like just always try to like keep yourself, I guess, like maybe like exercises you could do is like write down on your phone like, oh, what am I grateful for today? It doesn't even have that many things. Just like that's one thing that's been helping me too. Like every morning I wake up and I'm like, I write down, all right, what am I grateful for today? I woke up. You know, a lot of people don't get to wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
boom. I say that one with Ooze. I want to say like every month.
What?
Rest in peace, Kevin Tucker.
Oh yeah.
But we knew him. We weren't the closest friends with him, but he was a fraternity brother of ours at FIU, and he died very young. I don't even think he turned 21. Yeah. And we bring him up because we're like, fuck, you know, like we complain about a lot of shit, but
he died in his sleep, right? In his sleep?
I think so, allegedly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But point is, he was so freaking young, dude. So it's like, damn.
Yeah.
At least we're here to see this.
You never know. You know what I mean? You never know when.
You never know.
Bro, it's kind of like the story I was telling you guys a couple podcasts
you
about.
Fucked me up.
Yeah,
that
bro.
shit hurt.
By all your friends.
My boy, like he would have turned 21 like 2 weeks after that. Like if he would have
exact same thing then.
But but he, like. Bro, it just hurts seeing him in a hospital bed.
Exactly.
And like, bro, I'm at 1 foot amputated. Like, and you never want to think of one of your boys that you grew up with like that. Like, bro, like, think about it. Yo, we used to play basketball all the time together.
The reality of life hits you.
We used to bike together. Like, this man doesn't even have his leg right now. Like, it's like, it's crazy. Like,
and a parent should never bury their own child.
Exactly.
Bro.
No,
you know what I mean, that's the worst of it,
dude. That was one hell of an experience, bro. Is going to that funeral and seeing his parents like that. Like.
And how did you deal with that? Like, because that was your boy. You know what I mean? How did you? I'm pretty sure you were like pretty like.
That's pretty big adversity.
Yeah, bro. It was really tough.
Because I'm not gonna lie. I've never had like a close friend.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. You know,
like,
we talk about being less privileged, single mother, and stuff like that. But we haven't really had to deal with adversity like that. That's that's a little deeper than.
And that's why I feel like it hits sometimes when I see people that maybe I knew.
I had something similar too, but
and they I know.
I had medical condition. I had a little cousin.
I want to know about these things because these are things that I haven't had to deal with firsthand. I could learn.
I grew up with him. Quick fun fact: I was born in Finland. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god!
Yeah, nobody knows that. So
Ray's the darkest Scandinavian guy I've ever known in my life.
100%. I'm the darkest Scandinavian out there.
You know, bro.
But yeah, I grew up with this man. So he has a brother, Joe. That's my brother. And his name was Joan, right? Just my boy. He was, I think, 17 at the time, and he was diagnosed with a brain tumor.
You see, bro?
It's like
I'm telling you, bro.
You can't even. That's nothing you can do about.
Jesus Christ.
Bro. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's
life.
It is what it is.
Life. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he struggled. He went to Asia. He went around the world to find treatments. Nothing. It kept on going back.
Yeah. So when I was dealing with that with my boy, I had asked him like, hey, like, so when he first told me that, he's like, oh, like I'm being admitted into the hospital, whatever. Before he knew anything, like once they told him like, oh, like it's you're being diagnosed with sarcoma. My first instinct was like, oh, what is that? And he's like, bro, to be honest with you, like the doctors have almost nothing on that.
Yeah, they don't know.
Bro, he was being treated by the doctors, like, and they were pretty much like trying to see what worked because there's almost no information on that.
It's crazy when you get to that point, like,
and it's like you feel helpless and. As a friend, like I can't even imagine like what he was going through.
Facts.
But as a friend, like thinking like, bro, like like this guy, like he might pass away, bro. Like,
Yeah.
No,
Just
yeah.
the thought of it.
yeah,
Right.
And,
It sucks.
imagine that being you, like you thinking in your head, like, yo, I could die.
Yeah, it's unfair.
We
and
don't
life,
see
yeah.
it like that because we're young, but when you see your best friend in the bed, bro, and you know what I'm saying, like you
Like,
can't really do
it hits
anything. You
different.
Is that how it was for you?
It
You,
hits
you were
different.
close to him?
Yeah, I
You-
was close to him, bro. I
Like
grew up
family?
with him. I grew up with him. I saw him.
Oh,
I
so
saw
you
him
guys-
like
you guys were family.
yeah,
Yeah.
family. Like my mom and his mom, sisters. You know what I'm saying?
And he ended up passing away.
He ended up passing away at I think 17.
How old were
18.
you?
I was at the time. Oh, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So I was 20, 21.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I think we were at date.
We're dates still.
Bro, I
Yeah.
think we were at date when it happened.
Dude, that shit was crazy, bro. I remember, like, literally, like, once I got the call, bro, like, I almost didn't want to believe it. Like, once I got the call already that he had passed and stuff, like, I didn't want to believe it. It was one of my other boys, my boy George. He called me. He's like, hey, I just spoke to his mom, whatever. They said that he passed away. Bro, I didn't even think, like, oh, like, when or how. I literally, I was like, all right, thanks. I hung up and I
You don't even
just
know how to act.
bawled, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was bawling, bro.
I couldn't go
Bro,
to the
like,
funeral.
and shit like
Because
that.
you think of like everything
I
that you've
couldn't go.
experienced with this guy, bro. Like you think of like all the memories and like,
Literally.
bro.
GGG.
I was literally thinking in my head like when we were like, bro, we were like best friends, and it was like, yo, that's my boy. Like when we're 21, bro, we're gonna go out to bars, we're
At
gonna,
the club and shit like
bro,
that.
and
yeah.
it's like we never got to do any of that, bro.
I feel you. And like,
But it's like,
It's-
yeah,
bro, shit like that is like,
Oh my god.
well, like sometimes like I think about I'm like the shit that I think I'm going through is like that's different, bro. Like that puts you in a whole different mindset.
puts
like
you in a whole different
like,
perspective.
Yo, what am I tripping about? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
not dying. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Or no one
man.
near me is
Oh
dying.
my
No
God.
one that I love in my circle is dying. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, you kind of just like I guess another good way to cope with it. Like think
You gotta
about
be-
all those people that like they have issues that they had no say in it. You know, like they had like God. It was just something that just happened. I don't
Yeah.
really put
Right.
God into
It was destined, bro.
But it was it
Genetics
was just
at that
like you know
point.
what I mean? Exactly. Like
Right.
something like cancer. Like those kids in St. Jude, like in the hospital, like they have no
yeah,
control
nothing
over
to
that.
do
bro,
with
like
You know what I
like
mean?
nobody deserves, especially to die young, bro. Like
Facts.
bro.
I don't know, that shit always fucks me up, bro.
Yeah,
Are those people that go through that and they're happy?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get
Yeah.
to. Is like seeing him in his state that he was in towards the end, where like he was barely saying words, but like when I would go visit him, bro, he would make jokes bro, he would make these stupid ass jokes, and it's like, bro,
100%.
like you could barely talk, and that's what you're using your words on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, why the fuck do I have anything to like?
Complain about.
But I
complain
guess,
about.
yeah, it's like I guess it's the only way they keep them like feeling normal. I guess,
I
or
could
like
probably-
No, of
kinda
course,
get their
and,
mind off
and,
of
and,
it.
Cause-
and of course, like, bro, I would shoot the shit with him back. Like,
Yeah, facts.
Like, obviously, he had a good sense of humor, and like, I would only do this with him because I know him.
Yeah.
But I was fucking around. I'm like, bro, like, you only need to buy one shoe now.
Yeah.
And like, but he was like,
Fire.
he was funny like that. Like,
Yeah.
Fire.
he's like, oh, I'll get it for half the price. Like, he'll say shit like that. Like, and it's like, and like
Damn.
it wasn't only for him, but it was for me too to see like damn, like obviously in my head I was thinking like, yo, I'm gonna miss this, but it was like I was just seeing him like happy in a way.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that shit fucked
yeah,
me
it
up,
was
bro.
happy.
I feel you.
And at that point, bro, he's been through so much pain, chemotherapy, and so
Yeah,
many-
you almost don't want to
so
like
many
see him go through
surgeries
that
and,
anymore,
and,
bro.
like,
Yeah,
it's better. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
no more pain.
that's crazy. And those
You know
people
what?
that go through it and they make
that
it
comes
out.
back full circle to what we were just talking about. Like you used your energy on so much already that you're done
Yeah,
dealing with negativity.
exactly.
That's kind of like what you guys just brought up. They were so done with like chemotherapy and all their pain
Yeah.
already that when they're chilling,
That's it.
Like they don't
no more pain.
They
At
don't even
ease.
got
I don't want to
time.
talk about pain anymore. Yeah,
The pain is
That's fucking crazy.
afterwards. You know, the mom and stuff. That sucks.
Yeah,
that happens to us in small scale.
But
Like it's happened to me. It doesn't even have to be with exercise. Like it's happened to me with work where I have like the longest day, and I'm just done dealing
Drained,
with
bro.
You're drained,
Burnt out.
So when I finally have a normal conversation, I'm like delusional.
yeah,
I'm like just laughing just to do it.
100%.
Done.
Hey,
Like, you get to that point.
that's
dude.
like a different type of anger, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
or like just like I guess like negative stuff that happens, and then like you don't really realize like how big it is, and
Right.
then when it really does hit, you're like, damn.
It doesn't hit until it happens to like
Fact.
to you or to your
Right.
family
Yeah,
members, bro.
it's just different. I don't know. It's just
You know what I'm saying?
different.
Like
bro.
it doesn't hit like that. But
So
I
how
don't
are you-
remember how I dealt with that. Now thinking back, like it's almost like my brain forgot like how I dealt with that after, because I know my mental was fucked up for a bit, just
Yeah.
like losing someone like that. but I forgot how.
Because we were young, bro. We don't see it like that yet. We were young.
For me, this happened like
we cover like that quick.
2 years ago.
Yeah, like 2-3
like,
months, you're back up. Like okay.
Yeah, it's.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It's like my brain like stopped recording.
So
like,
did you guys just let time go by?
Yeah, pretty much. I couldn't go to his funeral, bro. I couldn't see him.
No,
That's homie, bro. That's homie. That's blood. You know what I'm saying? Like when you somebody passes away like that.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I don't blame you, bro. Like it was really tough seeing like someone you grew up with like that. Like
yeah.
So
it's hard.
I don't blame. For me, it was like I'd say my goodbye because I wasn't there when he had passed.
Yeah.
But it was really tough seeing that. So I don't blame you for if you couldn't handle it.
Nah, I couldn't go.
I tell him like, bro, I don't know how I'll act. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause the closest person to me is my mother. You know what I mean? And as much as me and her, like, we bump heads and shit. Like, bro, like at the end of the day, that's my rock. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just crazy, bro. Like, I think about like I don't know how I would deal with like a death.
You don't want to.
Or like,
do you remember
not even my mom, like my boys. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you see those tragedies all the time. Like New Year's, the one that just passed. Like those 4 people that died. You know what I mean? Like, and I saw
it's tragic.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's tragic.
So like if one of them or one of you guys were to be like I get a text like, yo, I'm not gonna say a name because I don't even want to put that out there. But just like so and so, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like I'm
like I wouldn't believe it at first.
You feel me? Like,
shut the fuck up.
Like,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like those deaths, like when Kobe died, bro. Like, you remember when he died? Like, I was driving from the gym.
Bro, that affected the world. Like,
I was with my mentor, and my mentor doesn't even keep up with basketball.
Me either.
And he was like, "What?"
I'm like, bro, I was driving from the gym, bro. Yeah, so it's shit like that like that hits you, I guess. But
bro, I was gonna say like, we've gotten scared before. I don't want, I hate to bring up like super personal shit, but I think, I don't think you mind when your mom and my mom had like a stroke scare.
Oh,
that they didn't have a stroke, but they both had scares.
I feel you. Yeah.
Oh my god,
that was just a long time ago.
That shit in my body hard.
Facts.
I was like, oh my god,
put you in place.
This shit almost happened,
like, bro. Like it really puts in perspective. Like I guess you look at your mom, especially like us. I look at my mom as like a superhero, bro. Like even when she's dealing with like she's hurting, she doesn't really show it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't even know that. I don't even know so that she's going through something. And then for my mom to go to the hospital, my mom hates doctors. Like she doesn't believe. Like she's like, oh, they're like mechanics. They're gonna mess up something on purpose. You know what I mean? So like, they're gonna want to keep you there.
They're old school.
So for her to be scared and be like, oh, I need to go to the urgent care, and I'm like, you feel that? She's like, yeah, like my whole right side is like numb. Oh. And I'm like, and I started looking shit up. I see stroke, seizures. I'm like, oh. Let's go.
We're booking it.
And we don't have insurance, bro. So like,
it's gonna cost.
That bill is out of pocket, but like,
who gives a fuck?
But yo, it's
moms,
like
you know
whatever,
I mean? So
whatever
like,
it takes.
So we go, whatever, and I'm like, the whole time in the room, I remember I was just like, I'm like in my head, I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm hoping there's nothing. Like I'm hoping like, nah, bro, like the doctor's gonna come in on like that. It ended up being something like minor that we can fix, obviously, like and just deal with. But it's just like that perspective, like that scare. And you're like, oh shit. Yeah. When you get hit with it,
she got real for a second.
You can like you can think you can know how to handle it, but then when it really hits you, like
bro, life
that's
is
where
fragile.
Exactly. And I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I would do. You know what I mean? Like that's the lady I live with. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? What the fuck am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy, bro. So like I don't know how I would. That's a whole different situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and some people deal with that super young. Like those people that hear like they lost both their parents in a car accident, and it's like an older brother. And,
that's heartbreaking, bro.
That's crazy, bro. You know what I mean?
My mom had a similar story. She went to go get a regular checkup, and her heart rate came up weird or whatever, and they kept doing that. Point is, she was in the hospital for like 3 hours because from the first checkup of regular blood pressure, she was off. They noticed something, and they were like, hey, after the 3 hours, did multiple tests and stuff like that. They were able to tell her, hey, have you had a stroke before? And she was like, no. Whatever. They asked mad questions. Point is, they were able to help her track the last 2 times that she felt weird with her heart rate, et cetera, blood pressure and stuff like that. And they were able to tell her, yo, you had too many strokes if you didn't know. And they showed her the chart, like, how long ago it was or something like that. And so she could recall. And she ended up recalling it like, oh, yeah, just like your mom. She had one side that was numb or whatever.
Did she have like un marcapaso or like a...
a pacemaker.
Yeah, like did they have like a?
So my mom's super diabetic, and
that's what I'm saying.
With age she got blood pressure, but
But she's had something to monitor it.
No.
So then how would they know?
She checks her blood pressure every morning, but I don't exactly remember how they did it. I just remember her when she went, it was a little high. So they were like, okay, we're gonna wait for you to come down. They checked it again and it never came down and stayed the same. So they kept trying to get her blood pressure. Point is like for it to be normal, so they can keep on with the checkup. And they're like, yo, it's not going, whatever. And I don't know. I actually, now you ask me that, I want to know how they did it. But point is, they ended up finding like that they tried bringing up like her, like I guess her progress, something like that, something. And they were able to tell her, yo, I don't know if you know this, but we believe that you've had 2 strokes in the past.
You didn't know about it.
Weeks or something, and it's causing for your fluctuation now of blood pressure not to be regulated. It's not regulated. Right. And then she was able to confess, like, oh shit, you know what? Yeah, last Monday, I felt this, and this, and they were able to tell her, yo, yeah, you had too many strokes back to back. It shows here, something like that. I now you say that, I actually, I didn't even go that far because no, she doesn't have a pacemaker or anything like that. But point is, she was able to tell, and when the reality set in for me, she was telling me how because I picked her up. I was like, how's your checkup? I just came from work and stuff like that. And she starts crying, like, oh my God, the doctor's never spoken to me like that. And it fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like, I can count in one hand how many times I've seen my mom cry. Ever.
Yeah.
I'm 24. Mm-hmm. I can only count in one hand, bro. It's pretty crazy to see my mom cry. She bawled out.
Like, it takes a lot.
And the doctor was bitching at her, like, yo, are you fucking crazy? You should have came to the emergency room, blah, blah. And it sat in my body like, holy shit. Like, and she explained to me the days that she had felt weird or whatever. And I was like, bro, I wasn't even home those days. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Something would have happened?
Yeah, and I've actually had a scare where I got home and she was horrible with her sugar and stuff like that, and I could see it. So, I go back to those things and I'm like, bruh, Jesus Christ. Life hits you like one good time.
Yeah.
Just one good time. Because she's still fine. It's all good. It's fixed now. You get me?
But it's just
that
like
one good time,
just
that one moment,
day.
bro.
It's the fact that like, you never know.
Bro.
At any moment, it could just like...
It hits.
So how would you, but like to kind of
bring it
around,
back,
so how would you say you
You
with
deal with
the
adversity.
mental health, or like how are you doing right now, like mental health wise, like are you straight?
Yeah, man, mental health wise, it's a lot for me right now on my plate, bro. I can't wait to graduate school. I'm doing nursing school right now. Get that out the way. But yeah, bro, my parents take a lot of toll on me too, because they see me like I've been to like Dade, I've been to FIU, undergrad of course.
Yeah.
And then I started with my bachelor's for my nursing degree, but they see like there's been a couple. I've graduated high school a couple years already. You know what I'm saying? Like I graduated high school 2015.
Yeah, but you have more school than usual.
Usual, of course.
Than the usual student.
Of course.
You have more school than I did.
But they're Hispanics, like, oh, I want you to finish as quick as possible.
Yeah. I understand that. I get that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, fast paced. This doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I get that too.
But yeah, man, like, I don't know, man. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot on my plate.
Yeah. But how do you handle that? Like what do you use to like kind of like relieve that?
Honestly, I usually talk to them or talk to my girlfriend.
Right.
It's kind of tough to talk to my parents because I don't know. Like I talk to my mom like that, but it's not really like my mom is like a mom and dad figure.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really come to her with unless something's really happened to me and I really need to speak to someone. That's where I come to her.
Yeah.
But it's not like we can sit down and me and you would speak. And my mom's barely at home either. She's working.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's Monday through Friday, and then my dad is in Vegas, so it's through text or I'm saying like it's not really like a constant relationship like that. But yeah, pretty much I'm saying like take away stress with my boys.
Yeah.
How are you mental health right now?
Mental health,
yeah. Like 1 through 10, like what would you say you're at right now?
I'm not gonna say 10. Yeah, I'm never not yet.
I don't know.
I don't think anybody's really ever at a 10, to be honest. Like,
nah.
Like realistically, like
until we retire.
I think only if you're in a current like euphoria.
Yeah. Probably, maybe some experiences will make you feel like
you just hit the lottery.
Yeah.
You're at a 10 now.
Yeah, you're like, oh, like everything is.
You're at a 10 now.
Because like you can really at that point worry about nothing
for a second.
Yeah.
And as soon as I win the lottery, I'm moving.
That's why I said that.
Moving.
Current euphoria. You can only.
Yes. That's actually interesting. Like we'll bring it back to you, but like that's interesting that like I never thought about it, but you're right. Like you're never really at a 10 until like you have like certain experiences that make you feel like that, and it's only temporary.
Temporary.
Exactly.
100%.
And then you go back to you regulate back to like what you're usually at.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like how like rich people say like when they eat at a like 5-star restaurant, they can't go back to what they used because they already had.
Bro,
You're gonna peek out the view.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
So, like,
I switched to Lululemon clothing. I haven't gone back to Gap. I'll tell you that right now.
Fire.
And that's just like an example of it. But, yo, shout out Lululemon. If they want to sponsor the pod.
Honestly,
Wearing the shorts right now.
how do I relieve stress?
Yeah,
Throughout the week, hit the gym, of
of
course.
course. Take care of your physical.
Yeah, of course. And I'm the type of person I like to go out. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie to you. I like to go out. I like to have fun.
Yeah,
So weekends, right now because of COVID and all this bullshit, but this is slowly coming back. I like to go out, to eat with my girl, drink with my boys. You know, you got to, bro, because you
Yeah.
never know when that day is gonna happen. You never know when you
Facts.
have brain cancer. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta
Yeah.
have a couple shots to your boys, talk shit.
Yeah, you
go
wanna do those
dance.
things.
Hell yeah, 100%.
Of course. I mean, and it's also normal for like people our age right now.
like you want to do that,
Right, like-
you know what I mean?
I feel like as you get older, other things will take the place of that. Like going out with your boys will be like,
Dinner parties.
yeah, that'll be like you get together with your boys every once in a while, like
Yeah.
once or twice,
Yeah, 'cause
or
everybody's
once like every 2 weeks or something like that.
'Cause everybody's working and
Yeah,
they got
exactly.
their
And you
own
got kids
going
and shit.
on.
Like
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah.
But like other things will take that place. Like so, where like before you looked to like go out with your boys like every weekend, it's like yo, let's go to a dinner with my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Like that's like what fulfills me.
Facts.
You know, like
The time. Yeah,
You're in that space.
Yeah.
right. But I mean, there's also like you could always like go out with your boys even like when you're older.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like it changes with age.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it, bro. And then, yeah, I'm saying like, that's throughout the week. That's pretty much until I graduate. And then once I graduate, there's another stress
Of landing a job.
of landing a job and stress
That's-
at the work. Yeah, I mean,
hell
stress
yeah,
never
bro.
is gonna go away.
Yeah.
That's for a fact.
That's
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at right now. To be honest, like mentally, like with the work, with the job stuff. Like I'm at we're both at the same job, so like we're not at the jobs that we want. And then you're going through school, so right now, like it's obviously just this is what pays the bills.
Yeah.
Me, I'm at the point where now,
What
like
pays the loan right now?
yeah. Right now, I'm like, all right, now I'm done with school. Now I just need to get a job in my
Right.
career. That way, now I can just focus on my career, and I don't have to look at it as a job. Because like any job you have before your career, it's just gonna be like, it's gonna be cool. You have like a little honeymoon phase for like a month, maybe 2 months,
Yeah.
and then you're like, all right, I hate this shit. Like, nah,
Yeah.
I want to get the fuck out of here.
I feel like it's always gonna be that until you're really in the space you
that
like.
you want, because the stuff that you don't look at as work, like how you were saying this podcast, like
Yeah.
when you're working on it, it doesn't feel like work to you. It's
Bro,
just
even school, like it sometimes doesn't feel like school, bro.
Yeah.
Like
What do you mean the space you like? Because I say, for example, if once I graduate as a nurse, whatever, I start working in a hospital. What happens if I don't like that place?
Can I interrupt real quick for that one?
Yeah.
All right. So the job that I'm at now, it's the job that I wanted for years. And I had to wait my turn to finally get it.
Right.
I got it. I work for the people. This is where I wanted to be. But I have those days, and they happen pretty often because the higher the pay, the higher the stress, the higher the responsibility. You will eventually learn like, yo, I'm getting paid for responsibility now.
yeah.
It's not so much the work because you learn how to cope with work.
yeah.
Like you learn how to kind of like work smarter and not harder. So you kind of like technically work less, but what you get paid for is a lot of responsibility. Like, brain surgeons, what do?
They
do
work
surgery on brain,
surgery,
right?
of course.
They don't do none of that bullshit that you have to clean up, no sé qué, whatever.
No,
They
no.
just
Is it
work on the
focus on
brain. That's
that?
all they
Yeah.
do. They show up.
The nurses prep you,
And that,
And that's why they get paid the top dollar.
I'm not a brain surgeon, so I don't know, but I'm assuming that's what you do. You work, you look at the brain and you do it.
Yeah.
But the reason why you're so high paid and why you're so high is because it's so high risk. You're
Yeah.
looking at a human being's brain that has to get closed and they have to walk out of here the same.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
The responsibility, you're getting paid for the responsibility.
the same or better.
Long story short, I'm at where I wanted to be at, and bro, very often am I like, fuck, man, and you get stressed.
Right.
Very stressed.
You know what that reminds me of?
You have hard days. You start thinking, fuck, what if I did this?
Yeah.
What if it's going to happen?
What if I did
It's
something
inevitable.
different?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Think about your dream job.
Yeah.
Think about your dream job. If you're there right now, it's going to happen. Done.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I promise you. It's going to happen. But then you start to remember like, damn.
Like, why did I start this? Why did I choose this? in the
Exactly.
beginning?
Because even if you do tell yourself, yo, if I was doing this and that. What if I did this and that? When you're in that one too, you're also gonna go through the bullshit, and you're not gonna like it, dog.
100%.
So you gotta stick true to what you know.
Because I did have regrets, bro.
You gotta have reality checks, though.
I've had one regret in my life, and I'm young.
Right.
It's not ever finishing my mechanic. I finished high school with a power plant license in aviation, and I never finished the test.
You did the George T. Baker?
I just did George T. Baker 4 years. I never finished the test, bro. I could have been like my whole life could have been completely different right now. I could have been fucking flying the world. You know what I'm saying? Doing actual like I actually want to be a pilot.
And Gable's paid for that, no? Or Gable's
I went for free.
Yeah.
I went for free. I never paid a dime.
Right. And we know some people who got into that.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
We know some people that actually did it but never did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what like happened to me. Like I peeped in college that I was like, you should never really do anything for the money. Like like a lot of people become lawyers like because they know they're gonna get paid, right?
Right.
And I bring up lawyers because like that's what we kind of work at right now.
Yeah.
But I started realizing that I'm like I'm choosing business because like I was like if I'm gonna go to college I might as well get a degree in something I'm gonna get paid in, right? And I chose business, and then me and him used to always talk about like becoming agents because I'm like I want to stay in the sports field. I'm like why not become an agent, you know? And then I started realizing I'm like you can't choose something just off the money because like let's say you make it, but like I don't know, I just feel like you won't have.
Are you really gonna deal with that shit?
Are you really? Yeah, exactly.
The reality of it.
I chose criminal justice because it's something that's always been like a passion to me. Like I've always felt like I need to protect people for some reason. I don't know why. It's just always been my mentality, and like just like nowadays it's a little bit different. The respect towards law enforcement officers, you know what I mean? But back when I was growing up, a lot of cops, they had a lot of respect, you know what I mean? And also military's always been like a big thing, especially in my family.
They still do. You gotta remember the media.
Yeah,
true.
They pick and choose what they put out.
When I tell people, I'm trying to be a cop, they really?
Yeah.
You want to deal with that? Like, and I'm like, I've never even looked at it as like
it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
that's what I'm like. I want to give a different perspective towards you because like I know people say like like everybody goes into it with that mentality and then they change when they're in there.
But
you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like if you have like your own morals and you deal with like you know how to deal with stuff the right way, you know how to talk to people, especially that's the big one.
Especially in like high stress situations, like you're gonna have to deal with high stress situations.
Facts on the daily,
like
you know what I mean?
every single day.
You gotta remember, you come from that though.
Yeah, like exactly.
So managing it is a useful tool, especially in what you're gonna be doing.
You will know
exactly.
You'll
so
know.
like, I mean, I know you were talking about how like you had the regret, but like everything, like I feel like I always talk. I try not to say regret so much because
you learn something from it.
You learn from it, bro. Like you know what I mean, and literally everything happens for a reason, bro.
Yeah,
I believe in that quote so heavy.
Yeah,
like everything literally happens for a reason. Like you may not know now, may not know a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, but then something later on you can be like, oh shit, if I would have done that, bro, this would have never happened. Right. You know what I mean?
It'll connect.
So, it'll connect, and then it won't make sense to you, but that's just the way of the universe, I guess.
Right.
I try to say,
which one it is for me? Because I always tell people, because I've had people ask me that before, like, hey, do you have a regret in life? And I'm like, damn, I don't have regrets. I love my life and what I've gone through and shit like that. I love everything about it, every second. But if I had to pick one, it would be that I stopped playing tennis and shit like that. But then I think about, I'm like, damn, if I would have kept playing tennis and I would have done the whole thing, the whole shebang, like how it was supposed to happen, I would have never had the group of
friends.
Exactly. Right. I would have never been close with you two 1,000%. Because when that happened, I was like 12, 13.
Oh.
And
you probably been in a different school.
I knew you two already, but we weren't close like that.
Right.
You got to remember, we got like tight.
Freshman year of high school.
14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
I remember that because it was football. It was like the way in Gables, they were like, they set it up by what middle school you were coming from.
Exactly.
They're like, Ponce kids over here, Kinlock kids over here, Kinlock's in middle school, right? I'm tripping.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
middle school.
So we all got in the same group, and then that's how we just became friends. But to kind of bring it all the way back to what the fuck we started talking about of like beginning
the
of
rule of today's episode.
Yeah. I guess you guys said you were like at a what? You said you were at a like
Right now in this moment, I'm probably like a 9, bro. Cause I have a good support system behind me.
Yeah.
I talk to them, you know. Like I talk to you guys. I talk to my girl.
Yeah.
And I can't really complain. Like through the experiences that I've been through, I just have another perception, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like like one of the biggest thoughts I have is kind of like you come into this world alone and you're gonna die alone. How happy are you, like in those last moments with what you did in your life? You get me?
Yeah.
And it's like that. As long as I'm doing things that like make me happy, and that's all I can. That's all I can do.
Yeah,
Like that's all I can really. So right now I'm at a 9.
Out of 9. That's
What
good.
about you,
That's
bro?
good. That's solid.
What about you, bro? Like number wise.
I want to say 9.
9.
Yeah, I'm at a good space right now.
Biter.
Before I get into that, first thing I want to say is thank you
Oh, of course, bro.
for. We had a little moment there because
Yeah, bro.
I appreciate you bringing me up and shit like that and relating the whole thing and making it go back like full circle and stuff like that. Also, I want to say you're doing amazing. I think you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You have nothing to be mad or sad about.
Yeah. It's hard though, bro. Like to really think about it.
You're doing it right now.
Cause I put myself like mentally, bro. Like you know what I mean. I put myself at like a 6.5, 7. You know what I mean. I'm not like I wake up days where I'm like you just mad, bro.
Right,
like
right.
especially me. Like I have a temper. I know I do. You know, and you kind of just, especially like the shit that I'm going through. Like I think about it hits different. You know what I mean. So and then the one person I could really, you feel me, like really lean on and shit like that, that's not there anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of hard to cope with it. And then I only go to them for so much because, you don't really want, at the same time, you don't really want to bother anybody. Like, yeah, I know they're gonna be there.
That though.
You
I
feel
get
me?
that. Yep.
I
100%.
know they're gonna listen to me, bro. But at the same time, sometimes I step back and I'm like, let me not bother them with this because I'm like, last thing they want to do is hear about. All right, I know they'll never act like that because they're my boys for real. But you don't want to just infringe on somebody's peace.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Like
it's on your head. Like yo, I'm wasting this guy's time.
Yeah, like he could be doing something else, and he's over here listening to me like talk about this. That's why it hurts, bro. It really does. You know what I mean? Like to lose somebody like that was, you looked at as, my like a best friend,
like a
you
safety
feel me?
blanket.
Yeah, like talk about anything with, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like be real, like be the real me. So
You're not the alpha no more. Like you're alpha, but like you can like
not so much
open
alpha,
up.
bro. Like just like
Like
just
a safety
really
blanket for you.
Yeah, like just
Like
not worry about anything. Like I know I'm not bothering them. I know I'm not. I'm not. I guess
burdening them.
burdening them. I know they really truly want to. Not that they don't. You know what I mean? But it's just like they have their own lives. You know what I mean? But it's different when it comes to that.
I agree with you though.
I feel you. Like I'm doing good, bro. Like that shit that happens, bro. Like that's just life. But it's just that the reason why I brought it up is because I feel like maybe a lot of kids don't know how to deal with it. A lot of people don't know how to deal with something like that, and they just
100%.
You feel me? So
They do some crazy shit.
yeah, they
And it
do
doesn't
some
even
crazy
have to be that. It could be other things.
Yeah, like because that's very minimal when you really look at the aspect of life.
Exactly.
That's very minimal.
100%.
You know what I mean? And we're young, so it's different.
Right.
You feel me? But it's just like when it comes to something of that magnitude, of how you really felt and all that, and how you really viewed that person, it hits different. Like it really shocks you and it really rocks you because it's just not there anymore.
Correct.
It's just.
And
Like
the way
bro,
life is, if it's not that, it's
something else.
It's something.
Shit.
It's always something else,
Yeah,
bro.
like, that's the way I
if
feel
it's
about my
not,
job.
If it's not one thing, it's always another, bro.
I felt like that about my job, bro. When my job showed, like the job that I applied to, that I'm like, yo, in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna get this job. Like, on paper, I'm the perfect candidate, and then like, I'm gonna go with the cop thing, right? I applied to MDPD. That's who I really want to work for. That's my dream job. You want to talk about dream jobs? MDPD is who I want to work for.
Have you
Because
listened to this?
they just have so many variety of stuff that you can get into,
Right.
and stuff like that. And they're a great department to work for here in Florida, Miami at least. They're chopping up everybody else. When they straight up, I passed the physical, flying colors. They even let me choose my orientation day, everything, and then the day later, I get an email saying, "Oh, you've been taken out of consideration," and I'm like, that shocked me so much. I'm like, wait, what? And then I remember looking at the email, and it didn't look like an email from them. So I'm like, oh wait, maybe this is a mistake or something, or maybe it was from them, but like who it was directed to, it wasn't my email wasn't there. So I'm like, damn, like how did I get what? Like what is this? You feel me? I'm not trying to believe it. I called and the lady's like, no, yeah, it was meant for you. Like we've taken you out of consideration, and just hung up. And I'm like,
What?
Yeah.
bro, that's like a slap in the face, or like Mike Tyson hitting me and like knocking me the fuck out.
That's
bro,
like you thinking like
you feel me, like
you've gotten there and then them like push you back down.
Yeah, like and like humble pie, I guess. From like humbling me a little bit because I felt like I was in. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get this, bro. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm a great candidate. You know what I mean? And
Just said nah.
complete like straight. Nah, I ain't say nah. They're like no,
No,
we don't want you. Right? Go home. Like it was, you feel me? And that shit rocked me. Like
Yeah,
it
of
really
course.
did, bro. Like I felt like a loser.
But you grew from that, right?
Obviously, like I'm just like you just can't. You gotta just take your L's. You know what I mean? You really do. You gotta take your L's and take them on the chin and just keep it moving, bro. It's like it's a corny quote. Maybe you guys probably know it from Rocky. Like it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up.
Right.
And you just gotta look at it in that way, I guess. And
the story's not over.
yeah, like
It's
we're
not.
young. You feel
This
me?
is-
Like,
this is
it's
one
very-
chapter, bro.
This sounds very dramatic. You know what I mean? Like we're all
Yeah.
young, bro.
But
you know
at
what I
the-
mean?
at
But
the
like
same time,
at the same time, it's shit we deal
like,
with right now.
Yeah, but I like I was gonna say, at the same time, don't knock it as being like, oh, I'm just being dramatic because in this moment, this is your life.
Yeah.
So if it takes up this much time, it's been a majority of your life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining that
No,
right.
yeah.
But like, let's say you're thinking about it, like let's say thinking if like I'm gonna live to 100, so this is just like a small portion. But right now it feels like a magnitude because let's say you're 24 and you've been dealing with something for 4 years. That's a pretty significant part of your life to this point. So
Okay.
don't like take things for what they are and just learn from them. Don't like undermine them.
Yeah.
Be like acknowledge that they exist,
Yeah.
but also try to like take it for what it is.
And especially like when you feel like you made the mistakes and like you're like, because that's where the worst comes, I guess.
Because you can only blame yourself.
Yeah, because you're like, damn, you have no, like you want to look for reasons to maybe get mad or like or excuse or justify, I guess. But like deep down, only you know, like, nah, bro.
Like it was you
in the wrong. You know what I mean? And the reason why they told me was like, oh, because of the drug use. It go back to because of our Cali trip. I was never really a drug guy, anyways. But you know, we smoked.
Wait. Let them know what no drugs.
Yeah, it's not no drugs.
We didn't use
Oh, no, it's
cocaine.
marijuana.
It's because
It's-
I'm addicted to cocaine.
It's because, you know,
It's
I
not
was-
cannabis.
I was doing heroin in the bathroom. You know what I mean? I'm trying to,
and
bro.
I went to the physical with the
It's like-
needle still.
Like, nah, bro.
Dangling out of my-
It's
You
weed,
want some?
bro.
You want
It's weed, bro. Like, and I was doing it in a situation where I thought it was justifiable because I'm in a state where it's recreationally legal, so I can smoke it if I really want, like outdoors. Just
Because you were in California where it's legal.
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
You thought it was justified.
yeah, exactly. And I did it multiple times, and their policies are very, strict. And then that's what the lady told me. She's like, yeah, those are the big disqualifying factors.
Freaking.
And then, yeah, bro. So like in situations where like you fucked up, where like this is on you, bro. Like you caused this.
Yeah.
You gotta like those are the times where you really gotta just not let that get to you. That was my issue. I just blame myself way too much. You know what I mean? And my other situation that you guys know, like that shit really hit. You know what I mean? Like especially that's something that how I feel. You like it just something that I ruined, so to speak. So like from I guess my advice, that's the biggest thing I was trying to touch on. Like whenever you feel like you really it's your fault, just you gotta just let that shit go. You know what I mean? Like
accept it.
Like you can't beat yourself down so much like that because you're just not gonna put yourself in the right state of mind, so to speak. So
Right.
like just keep it like my main thing. I know we sound cliche saying like the most basic stuff, but like just that's what it comes down to. Just staying positive and feeding yourself, like you said, positive. Like I guess reinforcement and support, and then keeping the right people around you. That's
Like,
obviously number one.
We know some people that for their mental health, what they would do is they would just get off of social media, and it's better for them.
Yeah.
And that might not be better for you. You could just what you're doing is fine. It's justified for you. Is feeding yourself good media and like whatever you see, it's positive.
Right.
For somebody, it's like it might be like, oh, like let me just
Getting
get off
completely
and
off
then
is
focus on living my life.
Facts.
Right.
I tried not recently, just before. I tried doing that. It doesn't work.
Right, but,
like, you know what
but
I
it's
mean?
not
Like,
for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
You always
I'm not knocking it. Like,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that it doesn't work for people. Like,
you always end up coming back.
you just have to find what works for you.
exactly. Yeah, because I was like, you say I just end up coming back for some other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just
It could literally be like, oh, I'm bored, and then you come back.
yeah.
So I wanted to, because when I told you, when you brought me up and you're like, oh, what's your level of, I wanted to take my beginning time to basically like commend you and stuff like that. The reason why I said I feel like you're in the right place is because I was referring to the cop thing that you just explained, right?
Yeah.
So you just explained how you didn't get it for whatever reason. And with that same token, I do believe everything happens for a reason. And so do you.
Yeah.
So I feel like you shouldn't dwell on that. And the reason why you shouldn't is because you really do want to become Miami-Dade for a reason. And it's a real reason. And it's a reason that I feel like when, people say it, but I don't know if they mean it. And when you say it, I know you mean it. Why? Your why as to why you want to do it. So in the recent times, if you would have been a police officer for Miami-Dade when you did apply,
Yeah.
I don't think it would have fed exactly why
Like why
you would do it.
Right.
Like,
I feel like this, like, really, like, if I keep pushing for it, it's like, this is, like, for a reason. You know what I mean? Maybe
and if you would have gotten it easy.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't have had the same
You wouldn't have
respect.
had that appreciation for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Exactly.
There you go.
Like,
Because not that you were being cocky, but you were ready already.
Right.
To wrap up what I was saying, that's why I feel like you're in the right place.
Facts.
I think everything happens for a reason. I think when you finally do land it, that'll be the right
Bigger
time.
appreciation.
I know God is a whole different topic.
Yeah.
Not everybody's religious. I believe in God. I think He has your back, and I think He's doing something for a reason. That's why I told you the story's not done.
Yeah.
The story continues. This is what makes the story's gonna get that much better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not a religious person either. Like, I believe in faith. I believe in, like, a higher power, and and, like, but like I said, like, everything happens for a reason, and
That we
kinda
could
like,
agree on.
Yeah, kind of like to finish it off, like, you just, for anybody that's just going through something, you know what I mean? Like, it's super cliche to say, but it's just like it's gonna get better, so to speak, and then you just can't really think about the negative like that.
The negative. And then I was going to click it off with the marathon continues. R.I.P. Nipsey.
You died? Yeah. All right, fuck it. But I love you guys.
So,
I appreciate it.
Keep watching.
Yeah.
but we just want to thank you guys for listening. If you stayed all the way through,
Facts.
we know this was one of our more serious podcasts,
Yes,
but
sir.
I think this is also what we bring to the table. Bring to the
It's
Domino
different,
table.
bro. Like
100%.
one
Much
day
needed
is-
pod.
One day is funny. One day is serious. But
Yeah, like-
I really want to touch on this though specifically because like
It's fitting.
yeah, that and just the the week I've been having. So I felt like it was a good
It's
thing
something
to
you've been
bring
going
up.
through.
Yeah, something I've been going through. So like I just felt like it was good, and then I also wanted to check up on you guys. You know what I mean? Not just because I've been
Yeah.
lately. It's been me like to them, and to you too. So
Which is fine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
One
but
day
like.
it'll be Alain, one day it'll be Ray.
All right, and I didn't mean to bring it up on this, but it's just like I also saw it as a good viewpoint of whoever's like listening.
You never know who needs to listen to
or maybe
this
like,
message.
Yeah, like how they say like treat everybody with like respect and treat them nice because you never know, you could be talking somebody out of doing something crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like this is probably something that
True.
you know what I mean. So like I love y'all. I love the audience. I love everybody that listens to us and you
And
feel me?
supports us.
and supports
Hell yeah.
us exactly. Like so, I do this for a reason. So.
If you guys want us, and now I'm talking to the listener, if you guys want us to cover any specific topic,
You guys should definitely DM us.
you guys should definitely DM us and we'll elaborate because we cover a lot of stuff right now.
But
they all
within a
tie into
certain
each other, but
topic.
If you guys want us to elaborate,
Yeah.
point it out. You guys got a specific topic you guys want us to cover. Point
And
it out, DM us.
And I'm gonna
us.
put this out there like
We'll cover it.
soon. I was talking to Alain. I'm like, I kind of want to do like a little solo, like motivational, like little quick 30-minute bonus type thing. So that's coming on the way too.
Okay,
so
okay.
for anybody, like
Nice.
kind of touch up on this week
Yeah.
to week, it's gonna be kind of important to me to get out there.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the works right now
Facts.
So I mean, hopefully you guys support us on the way up.
Hell yeah. Meet and greets in the wharf.
Anything you guys want us to
Everybody 6 feet apart.
Hey, they lived in curfew, so little by little.
Oh,
little.
That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole
Next
nother-
week,
that's a
baby.
whole nother time,
Next
a whole
week we
nother
got
day.
hella shit to talk about.
Yeah,
We'll be out there late night.
we love you guys. We got to cut short.
Yeah,
No, not
for
cut
sure.
short, but
We can honestly talk for 5 hours. We just have to keep it short and simple, and that comes down to like an hour and a half.
But we appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and as
Love you.
always.
love you.